Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Saturday and it is April 27th. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend as always. And this is my Saturday video I like to do every weekend. And it's kind of a quick little recap of what direction I am going to be looking to trade in the upcoming week. Now I'm going to be going through the daily time frame because for me the daily time frame is my roadmap time frame. Without your roadmap you would be lost, and the same thing applies with trading. If you go down to the sort of time frames and you just start trading without understanding what direction your roadmap time frame is telling you to trade in, then you're going to be lost on the sort of time frames. You're not going to know whether you should go long, you're going to go short. You're really not going to know. So without your roadmap, you will definitely be lost. Now, every single one of these pairs on this list, I do analyze every single day during my Zoom meetings that I do for my premium members. We do the full top-down analysis every single day, and we also look for trades in these live streams that I do every single weekday. So, also I want to just mention real quick that these are the trades that I did give everybody in my premium group last week. These are the trades that I entered last week. So if anybody would like to go through, pause the video and check out these entries that I gave last week. We had about probably a little over a dozen entries. Like always say, I'm not a scalper. I'm more of a day/swing trader. These are the trades that I took last week. So if anybody is interested in going through, check them out. Pause the video, go check them out. There's a couple losses in here, but I think out of all these trades, I might have had maybe 3 losses out of 12. So definitely a pretty profitable week last week as usual. So if anybody wants to go through, pause the video and check out my last week's entries. These are the trades that I provided with my group at the time of entry on Discord. So if you are interested in becoming a premium member, you will get access to all my trade setups and all my day trade setups at the time of entry. Now, like I said, I do these Zoom meetings every single morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the London session, these Zoom meetings. And then I also do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday Zoom meetings in the New York session. But during these Zoom meetings, I do, if I see any trades, I tell you at the time of entry, I tell you where my stop loss is. Now, this is not a signal service. This is just one trader saying, hey, I'm getting into a trade, and if you would like to get into a trade, then this is the entry I'm taking, and this is my stop loss. The whole point of this group is for you to learn to trade. That's why I call it learn and earn at the same time, because it comes with a free trading course included. It comes with all these Zoom meetings, 9 meetings a week, and it comes with a ton of educational information on Discord. And the best part is that if you follow along with my entries, you can probably be earning at the same time that you are learning. And like I was just showing you, all these entries right here, these are the entries that I did take last week in the meetings, and these are all the entries that I saved with the group. There's about a dozen of them, and I think about 9 or 8 of them were extremely profitable trades. So it is $30 a month. It is a monthly membership. You can cancel at any time, but I am very confident that if you do sign up, you will not cancel because you're going to be making so much money following along with my trades, and you're going to be so happy about the fact that you're learning to trade for yourself that you probably will not be canceling your membership anytime soon. So anyways, during those Zoom meetings, I do analyze every single thing on this list right here, which includes all major Forex pairs. It includes gold, silver, oil, natural gas, the US 500, and Bitcoin. Full top-down analysis during every one of these meetings. But now that is over, let's get through and let's look at the daily time frame, which for me is the roadmap time frame that tells me what I should be doing on the shorter time frames. So let's start off with Bitcoin. And we'll work our way all the way up to the euro dollar and the other dollar pairs that people probably prefer to see. So anyways, with Bitcoin, I still think that Bitcoin possibly ended in ABC correction. It looks like the end of a wave 4. If it is the end of a wave 4, then this is impulsive wave 1, this is corrective wave 2, and this is most likely going to go up. I still not really convinced it's going to go right up. I think that Bitcoin is probably going to trade like a normal currency from now on. I'm not really on the boat of $1 million Bitcoin. I think it's just going to range around and trade just like every other currency. But I think once this goes up and finishes off a 5-way pattern, then it probably will go down. It probably will break structure. It's probably going to trade just like a normal currency. So I would, for now, you probably could be looking for shorts, but most likely this is a correction to the uptrend, and most likely the better opportunity is going to be looking for longs at the end of that wave 2 correction. The S&P 500, I'm actually pretty convinced that the S&P 500 is in a wave B right now. I think this first push down is an A. I think we're in a wave B right now. I'd be watching my Fibonacci levels for a bounce, and then I would go short for the wave C. I think this is also a wave 4. I would expect it to go down to about the 48.30 or maybe even the 46.90 area to finish off a wave 4 before we get another push up for a wave 5. So, keeping all that in mind, let's move on to natural gas. I think natural gas may have made like some sort of a WXY pattern because to me it looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down, and then 1, 2, 3 waves up. Kind of looks like some sort of a leading, like running WXY pattern. I still think it needs to go down to about this 1.5 area to finish off this wave 5. Then, if that really is the end of a wave 5, this is going to turn into a big uptrend, most likely that eventually will take out the high of wave 4. But first of all, I think we need to finish off the wave 5, so we should be looking for shorts on shorter time frames. Moving on to oil, I actually think oil is most likely in a correction to the uptrend. I actually think oil is going to end up on right around the $100 area on the weekly time frame, $100 a barrel. And I think that this first push down is a wave A. I think that we're in a wave B right now. I'll be watching my Fibonacci levels very closely for the end of a correction to go short for a wave C. Then once the wave C is over, I think we're going to get the continuation of the uptrend. It is definitely going up right now, but most likely this move up is a correction to this move down like a wave B. So let's keep going. Let's move on to silver. Silver and gold are very, very correlated, and I think that gold is in a wave 4 type situation, so most likely this is also a wave 4. I would be watching my Fibonacci levels very closely for a nice big bounce, nice big break of structure. Once that does happen, I would stop looking for shorts and I would start looking for longs again. I actually think that gold and silver has a lots and lots and lots of upside potential left. It may not even be a wave for it. Actually, it could just be a subdivision of a much, much bigger uptrend on the weekly and the monthly time frame. So moving on to gold. Gold to me looks like a complete ABC correction actually. I mean, it looks like one down, 3 up, 1 down. Definitely got a 50% Fibonacci bounce. It's not very impulsive up, which does give you a little concerns that maybe it will go back down one more time. But even if it does go back down, I still think it's just going to be part of a correction to the uptrend. My overall target on gold on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame is over $2,550, so I'm very, very bullish on gold on the very high time frames. I think that this may be a wave 4, but it also, just like silver, could be a subdivision of a much bigger uptrend. I think it needs to go up to at least a 161.8 as my next target, just to finish off a wave 3 on the weekly time frame. So I would definitely be looking for longs on gold primarily. Moving on to the Kiwi Swiss. I do have the Kiwi Swiss marked as a WXY, but looking at all the Swiss pairs for correlation, I actually think that this is going to break out of this high. I actually think eventually it is probably going to go up and break this high, maybe even all the way up to the 61.8. I have my Fibonacci retracement on here because these levels are going to be areas of resistance. As you can see, price is already having trouble getting beyond the 78%. If it does make a pullback, that's great news for us because that should give us a nice opportunity to go long on the shorter time frames. And looking at the Kiwi Canadian, I think the Kiwi Canadian still has a little bit more down to it. I think at this point it probably needs to go down at least to the 78% Fibonacci. I think this right here is an uptrend, either a wave A or a wave 1. This right here is a downtrend A, 1, 2, 3 up B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in a wave 5 of wave C. Once this wave 5 of C is over, which should be either wave 2 or wave B, we should get the end of a correction that would eventually go up and take out this high. Whether it's a wave C or whether it's a wave 3, it should at least take out this high right here. It kind of looks to me like it should be a 1, 2, 3 on the higher time frame, so we may have a lot of upside potential once this pattern is complete. Looking at the CAD Swiss, I personally think the CAD Swiss has ended a correction, and I think this could possibly go all the way up and take out the wave 4 on the weekly time frame. So I mean, I think this also has a lot of upside potential, and I would definitely be looking for pullback entries, especially on the shorter time frames. The Aussie Kiwi is a trade that I've been holding on to all weekend, that I did hold throughout the weekend, which is on that list of trades that I showed you at the beginning in this video that I shared with the group at the time of entry. You actually had to kind of zoom out a little bit because I actually think that this is going to go up to the top of this trend line right here, which is right around the 123.6, I actually think this is going to end up looking something like that. And I do believe that this is a wave A. I think it's a triple zigzag wave B, and I think we are in an uptrend right now for the wave C, which is an ABC correction to this move down on the weekly time frame. So I am definitely holding a long, and I'm definitely looking for more longs to add to my position. We got into this trade right at the very bottom. You can go to the beginning of this video. You can see the post, time-stamped post where I told everybody in the group at the time of entry on the 1 hour time frame that I was getting in way down here. We are up about 6-1 or more on this trade, and if this goes up to where we think it could go up, we're probably going to have about a 20-1 R&R on this trade, which is one of the main reasons why I do not use take profits on my trade. Because why would I want to limit myself to like a 3-1 or a 4-1 trade when potentially if I get a killer entry, I could sometimes make a 10-1, 15-1, sometimes even a 20-1 with R&R. So I do not use take profits on any of my trades. So the Aussie Swiss I also think is going up. This is definitely a trend right here, but I think what we did is made a motive wave correction, and I think this is going to continue to go up also, probably at least take out these highs. My next target for this is right around the 38%, right around the 0.61793 area. I still think it's an ABC correction, probably a wave 4 on the weekly time frame. So keeping all that in mind, let's take it to the Aussie CAD. Now, the Kiwi CAD I expect to go down again, and I think while that goes down, I think this is going to go down too, but it's most likely going to be a correction to this last move up. I personally think this is going to turn into an uptrend. I think that this is basically either an A or 1. This is a big correction, either B or 2. And I think we're going to go up for either a wave 3 or a wave C, which should take out these previous highs and potentially go a lot higher than that. So I am definitely looking for longs on shorter time frames. The pound Kiwi, a lot of the, whenever you look at the pound Kiwi, you got to look at the pound Aussie, then you got to look at the Euro Aussie, then you got to look at the Euro Kiwi. All four of these pairs are extremely correlated. Without correlation, I would be really, really hard. I would have a hard time figuring out these Elliott wave counts. For me, it looks like 1, 2, 3 down, it looks like 1, 2, 3 up, and you get that same type of pattern on all four of those pairs, which tells me that there's a pretty good chance that this is actually going to go down. Either it's going to be 5 waves down for a 3, 3, 5 pattern like this, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down, which would be a flat, or it's possibly going to go down and make a 3-wave pattern, which would actually be a WXY. 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 3 waves down, WXY. So the pound Aussie, same type of thing. All four of these pairs are basically the same, just a little bit of different shapes. 3 waves down, 3 waves up. I personally think this is either going to make 5 waves down, which would be a flat, so a 3-3-5 pattern, or it's going to be a WXY, which would be 3 waves down also for a 3-3-3 pattern. I think it needs to go down, take out that low, and I think once that's completed, we'll end up continuing the uptrend because I think this is a correction to the uptrend. So the pound Swiss. Just like the other Swiss pairs, I have very bullish. I think it's going to take out this high. It's probably going to take out this high. Probably even going to take out these highs over here. So definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend on that. The pound CAD, so the pound CAD and the euro CAD are very, very correlated. I think that they are both going to go up on the weekly time frame. I think this is kind of like a WXY pattern. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. Now it is definitely a higher high, which is fine by me. I don't really care because you get those irregular ABCs. You also get irregular WXYs, which is basically just a higher high waves, wave Y than a wave W, which is definitely very, very normal, like looking pattern. So I'm very bullish, and I'm definitely looking for longs on shorter time frames. Euro Kiwi. So the Euro Kiwi is really not pushing down that hard, and I was originally thinking that it would go up and take out this high, which it possibly could. But I see almost a perfect 5 waves right here, and looking at all the other 4 correlated pairs, the pound Aussie, pound Kiwi, Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi, as correlation, I actually think there's a very good likelihood that this is just like the other ones, is either 3 waves down, so 3 waves down, 3 waves up, now 5 waves down for a flat, or the other possibility is it's going to make 3 waves down, and this is 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down for a WXY. Either way, I am definitely bearish for now, and I'm looking for shorts on shorter time frames. So the Euro Aussie is basically the same thing as the other 4. 3 waves down, 3 waves up. It's either going to be a flat, which would be 5 waves down, taking out the low of wave 4, or it's going to be a three-way pattern again, which would be a WXY, which should still take out the low of wave 4 before it ends up going up. So it's either a 333 pattern, WXY, or it's a 335 pattern, which is a flat. Probably more likely a WXY. So the euro pound, I was hoping that this thing was going to end the correction. And if that is going to happen, it's going to make for a big, big uptrend. But boy, this move down is looking very strong. I'm definitely looking for shorts on shorter time frames. If this really is a leading diagonal, which is what I was suspecting that it was going to be, then this actually should make a three-way pattern. Maybe come back to this trend line or the channel line, which would actually be a leading diagonal wave 1 and ABC of 2. And then once that's over, it would go up for the big wave 3. Now, that may not be the case. This actually could be a WX, like an ABCDE pattern, and this could just keep on trending down. And if it does keep on trending down, I'm looking for shorts on shorter time frames, so that's definitely not going to affect me in any negative way. Moving on to the Euro Swiss, just like the other Swiss pairs, I think that the Swiss pairs are still up. I think that a lot of these Swiss pairs have a lot of upside potential. I think it could even go up and take out these previous highs. I have it labeled as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but honestly, if it stretches out up here, then that's incorrect. It's more likely just a subdivision of a much bigger trend, and probably going to more likely end up looking something like that. So, the EuroCAD. Just like the pound CAD, I still suspect that this is going to go up. I was thinking that it already ended an ABC correction, and if that is the case, then it will make a higher low, and just keep on working its way up. I am definitely looking for longs, but I am a little bit cautious because this is also lower high, lower high, lower high. It may actually go down, take out that low before it goes up. So I'm definitely looking for longs, but I'm trying to be a little cautious because I do realize it could go down. It could do a little bit of a liquidity sweep before it actually does end up continuing the uptrend. So we had some big news for the yen this week, and man, I can't even imagine how many people probably lost money trading the yen pairs. Every single time I do a YouTube live stream, people are like, do you think the Bank of Japan is going to step in? Do you think the Bank of Japan is going to step in and make this go down? And the thing you have to realize is that every single yen pair right now is in a 4-year uptrend. And I think probably 3 out of 4 of those years that this thing has been in an uptrend, probably 3 out of 4 of those years people have been saying, do you think that the Bank of Japan is going to step in? And 4 years later, they haven't been able to do anything yet. I do think we're in a wave 3 on the weekly time frame, and I do think we need to make a big wave 4. But I do know that I am definitely not trying to identify the end of a 4-year uptrend. But what I am doing instead is every single pullback I see, especially on shorter time frames, I am going long every single chance I get. When this wave 3 is over, I will definitely be able to recognize it, and I'll stop looking for longs and start looking for shorts. But until that happens, which I'm not going to hold my breath, because if I do hold my breath waiting for that to happen, I probably wouldn't make it very long, because like I said, this is a 4-year uptrend. My next area of resistance is the 78% Fibonacci extension. But at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it stretched out even beyond that. So I am definitely looking for longs on all yen pairs. I kind of go through the yen pairs very quickly because basically they're all exactly the same. Every single one of them is at a wave 3 on the weekly time frame, monthly time frame. Every single one of them is in a 4-year uptrend that I am definitely not trying to identify the end of. But instead, I'm just going to enjoy this 4-year trend, and I'm going to go long every single chance I get for the continuation of this 4-year uptrend. So, like I said, there is no reason to think that you need to identify the top of this trend. I can't even imagine how many people lost money on these trades this week because so many people are probably trying to go short. If you actually look at the sentiment on these yen pairs, like 90% of people are trying to short it, and the thing that really makes me laugh is that we're in a 4-year uptrend, and if you look at the retail sentiment, 90% of traders are trying to go short, and they're trying to catch the top of a 4-year uptrend. I just can't imagine how many people are losing money. And people like me and people like the members in my group that understand that you don't really need to identify the top of a 4-year uptrend. All you really need to do is just go long and enjoy that trend while it lasts, and just go long every single chance you get on shorter time frames. So, same story on all yen pairs. I am looking for longs on every single yen pair. Every single one of them is in a wave 3. I am not looking for the end of any of these wave 3s, but instead I'm looking to go long every single chance I get. Even on the US dollar yen, because I do consider the US dollar yen more of a yen pair than a dollar pair. I am definitely looking for longs on every single yen pair. So moving on to the US dollar Swiss. So like I said, if anybody is interested, definitely make sure you check out my website because I do share every single trade that I do take with the members at the time of entry. These are my trades from last week. I suggest you go through, pause the video, and check out my trades from last week because most of them are very profitable. I am not a scalper. I'm actually barely even a day trader. I'm definitely more of a swing trader. So don't expect that there's going to be entries, 4, 5, 6 times a day. More likely there's probably going to be between 5, 6 entries a week to maybe 10 to 12 entries a week. Because I am a swing trader, I am not a scalper. I have no desire to even scalp whatsoever, unless I'm trading news. Sometimes around big news events, I do scalp because sometimes you can make a huge R&R within the matter of a couple minutes at the news. But besides that, I am swing trading all the way. US dollar Swiss, just like the other Swiss pairs, 1, 2, 3. Definitely still looking for longs. I think it needs to take out the high. My next area of resistance is the 138.3, right around the 0.93 area. Then we're probably going to have to make a 4 and a 5 just to finish off this uptrend. So definitely looking for longs on shorter time frames. Now, a lot of these other dollar pairs, and we have FOMC interest rate news coming out this week, so that's a huge news event. Some of these dollar pairs look like they're not going to continue back up, like the US dollar CAD. I would obviously label this as either a wave A or a wave 1, so that way I wouldn't be surprised. If it was a wave A and it made an ABC and continued the uptrend, that wouldn't surprise me because I would always leave it open to interpretation because I would always label it as either a 1 or a B. 1 or A, B or 2, or 3 or C. So that way my subconscious will not automatically say, oh, this is going down for a wave 3 because I leave it open for the market to tell me what it's going to do. If it makes an ABC, I'll recognize that. I'll get out of my shorts and go long. If it makes a 1, 2, 3, I'll just keep looking for shorts. I think we might have a top right here. I don't really think this is going to go up anymore. I feel like the top is in on some of these pairs. And yes, I do understand that the Fed said that they're probably not going to be lowering interest rates in 2024. But honestly, the fact that every single YouTuber and every single person that knows anything about Forex or trading is saying that the dollar is going to go up for basically all of 2024 makes me even more confident that the dollar is going to go down because 90% of retail traders lose money and they really don't have a clue what they're doing. So I personally think the dollar is not going to go up all year. I think at some point it is going to turn down, and I think all these dollar pairs are going to follow suit. The Kiwi dollar to me looks like one of the ones that is complete. This looks like a perfect 5 ways down, a perfect 3 ways up, perfect 5 ways down, 78% fib bounce. I think that we found the bottom already, and I think we're possibly already going up for that big wave too. I personally am definitely looking for longs on shorter time frames. Now, some of them you possibly could say are not over. The Aussie dollar is actually another one that I say, man, that looks like it's over. It looks like a perfect 5 ways down, nice little 3 wave up. I don't like the fact that it made 3 waves down. Does kind of make you wonder if it's a wave 4, wave 5, but I actually don't think it is. I think we are going to get a push down this week, but it's just going to be a crescent. I think it's going to make a higher low. I think it's going to keep on trending up in a wave 3, just like I've been saying for months in my YouTube videos. Moving on to the pound dollar. Pound dollar, I also think is over. There's only really one that I'm kind of wondering about, which is the euro dollar, which we'll get to in a second. I think this is a leading diagonal wave A. I think this is an A, B, C, or B. High wave B, which is completely normal. It's just an irregular wave B. I think this is a downtrend for a wave C. Took out the low of wave 4, just like a wave 2 should. Bounced off a Fibonacci level just like a wave 2 should. I do think it is going to go down, but I think it's going to make a higher low, and I think it's just going to keep on trending up. I personally am looking for longs on shorter time frames, especially because I'm not really a scalper or really a day trader. So, moving on to euro dollar. The euro dollar out of the whole bunch is one of the ones where I'm like, yeah, this definitely could go down again. Because this really does look like a 1, 2, 3. This move up does look a little corrective. It could possibly go down, retest this 78%, and then go up from there. But just like the other ones, I think this is a wave one. I think this is a wave two, and I think that everybody who thinks the dollar is going to trend up all year is probably going to get in a pretty big surprise and probably going to get trapped. Because I personally do not believe that. I do believe that this is a one, this is a two, this is a three, and I do believe that the dollar is going to go down for a wave C, and these other dollar pairs are going to go up for probably a wave three. So that's definitely what I expect. Like I said, we got some really, really big dollar news this week. We got interest rate news for the dollar on Wednesday, May 1st. I do think that there's a good chance that these are all going to be setting themselves up for the news on Wednesday. The euro dollar does kind of look like it needs to go down and retest to 78%. A lot of the other ones look like they're not going to do that, that they're just going to make a correction to the uptrend. So for now, I'm definitely looking for longs. If it does turn down and make a wave two, then I could definitely day trade to the downside. But the primary goal for me is to catch this wave three to the long side for the continuation of this big, big uptrend. So, definitely check out my website if you haven't done so already. I really suggest it. It's only $30 a month. You get a lot for your money. A lot of people in my group have said how much money they're making off following my swing trades. A lot of people in my group are trading prop firm accounts, and they're paying me $30 a month for my membership, and they're making, $3,400, $3,500 a month. I had somebody contact me the other day and said that they made $3,400 in their prop firm account following along with my trades, and they only paid me $30 a month. I keep it very, very cheap because I make my living from trading, but if I can, get a couple K a month in memberships, that's awesome. And if I can teach some people to trade, that's my main purpose, is to teach you to trade. I want you to learn how to trade. That's why it comes with a trading course. It comes with a ton of educational information, and it comes with all these live trading sessions. So that way, hopefully, you can learn and earn at the same time. The link for this is FXPipCollector.com. It will be in the description of this video. And it's pretty easy to remember. It's just my username, FXPipCollector.com. So definitely check it out. And also check out my free Discord channel. On Tuesday, I will be giving away 100 USDT in my Discord channel on Tuesday to celebrate the fact that I hit 5,000 members on Discord. We are currently at 5,027 members on Discord, so that's very, very exciting that we did break 5,000 members this week, so that's very, very awesome. And to celebrate getting 5,000 members, I will be doing a giveaway on Discord. And the only thing you have to do to be able to win is be a free member or a paying member. Everybody's going to have an equal chance. So all you really have to do is join my free membership for a chance to win 100 USDT on the Tuesday's giveaway, which I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway on Tuesday's YouTube live stream. So anyways, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the weekend. I hope everybody has an extremely profitable week to come. I know that we've had some very, very, very profitable weeks. 2024 is becoming an extremely profitable week for me and the members of my group. We have been trading in the zone very, very nicely. So anyways, have a great weekend. Have a great week to come. And as always, happy trading and good luck to everyone.